guys! Welcome to our ASMR channel. We're in the no talking area of the library, so we're trying to keep this super hushed. So just bear with us. Alright, Caroline, I'll let you talk about the first theme of Great Gatsby, which is objectification.
Gatsby objectifies Daisy, and he kind of uses her to show his status. She's like the final piece to his little perfect life puzzle, and even though everything else is perfectly great, he still does that. And Tom, he has a mistress, and he kind of treats Daisy and Myrtle like they're objects, because he can cheat on her, but if she cheats on him, it's considered treachery.
Nicely said. Alright, so the second theme is money is happiness. And in the book you have West Egg versus East Egg. And West Egg represents the new money, while East Egg represents the old money. And it's said in the book that old money is a whisper, but new money screams. Which we're not allowed to do. Rebels! Daisy and Tom, they're together, and they are obviously very wealthy, but they are not happy, as you can tell. Gatsby, he earned his wealth through drugs and the sale of drugs. Yeah, so alcohol in the book was actually illegal. So it's kind of what they did to get money. Also, Myrtle was drawn to the money, Tom's money, because she was poor originally. And when she had this whole affair with Tom, she acquired that wealth.
Do you think that's why Nick kind of is drawn to Gatsby, is because not just his wealth, but also because of his craziness? But part of it might have been originally his wealth.
I would say so. I would say his wealth has a factor in kind of their friendship. And, in the end, no one attended Gatsby's funeral but Nick. So, on to the next theme, American Dream.
It's dead.
Dead. In the gutter.
So, Gatsby, he basically had everything, and he still wasn't happy, and same thing with Tom and Daisy, they have the American dream, and yet they're still not happy, and they're always chasing after something. When Gatsby dies, he with him goes the, original, what the dream was supposed to be like. And in a way, Nick wants it as well. All the characters do, and Myrtle is drawn to it.
So the fourth thing is consumption of wealth. And pretty much all characters in this book are super drawn to wealth. You have Nick, Gatsby, Daisy, Tom, Myrtle, and Gatsby shows off his wealth with these extravagant parties. And while Myrtle is drawn to Tom's money when she's originally poor, Tom has these polo horses that he shows off, and
Gatsby has his parties.
Yeah, I mentioned that. So Gatsby shows Daisy all his wealth to try to gain her heart, and that is that. Intermission.
Color imagery. So, one color that is really big is green, which is hope, money, wealth, and jealousy, green with envy. These can be seen with the light at the end of Daisy's dock, which Gatsby could be seen, reaching out towards. And the gardens are very green, and it is also a display of Gatsby's wealth. Yellow is a very big color in this book as well, because yellow is the color of Myrtle's house. It's also like, okay, yellow is very important because it kind of represents wealth and corruption, and yellow is the color of Myrtle's house, the color of the flowers, which we're seeing.
Can't remember.
Probably either at Gatsby's house or Tom's. The color of Gatsby's car. This is very important because this is the car that kills Myrtle. And I think that the reason why Myrtle's house might be like foreshadowing to, connecting Gatsby's car with the Wilsons. Yellow is also the eye of Eckelberg, Dr. J.T. Eckelberg. And I don't remember if it was the rims or the eyes themselves, but they watched over everything, especially the world, and they're seen as the eyes of God. The yellow is like wealth and corruption, and it can be seen in Gatsby's tie and Daisy's dress.
The last is parties. And you see Gatsby with these super extravagant, fun parties that everyone goes to, and everyone just goes wild at. Meanwhile, Tom's parties are like super boring. Obviously, there was violence where he punched Myrtle in the face. So there's definitely a big difference. Both of them are wealthy, but Gatsby really displays his wealth in his parties.
Another thing about the parties is like the reason why everybody is there is to kind of try to get some of that wealth, like with Tom and with Gatsby, all the members kind of just want something from them. And the way that this kind of is important is because later in the book, whenever Gatsby dies, no one really shows up to his funeral, even though there were so many people at his parties. The chasing wealth is like putting all of your stuff into wealth is not really the best idea, and try to make some true friendships.
Yeah, and like that kind of adds on to an overall moral, and it's like don't put your happiness in one thing. So don't put your entire hope and future in like wealth or the American dream, because that will later end up in your corruption. Or death in Gatsby's case. Thank you for joining our ASMR.
See you next time.
If you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.
Please give us a 100, Miss Moore.